Ahead of its time.
Brilliant.
Misunderstood.
We are not talking about ourselves.
We're talking about cars that didn't quite make it in spite of them being all those words.
They didn't make it because people didn't take it. Simple.
These are our top 10 underrated cars.
Starting with car number one.
Uno. No, not the car.
That was The first car actually is a very old school, very cool looking car. It's called the Standard Herald.
Wait, wasn't that the newspaper?
What confused you? The business standard part or the Herald part?
I think everything confused you, but he
It's
can
just
handle
everything is
everything.
just debuted in India somewhere around the 1960s. It was competition to the HM Ambassador, the Premier Padmini, and they killed off the Standard Herald, mainly because it was way ahead of its time. It had a gorgeous, gorgeous design. Car number 2 is the Maruti Suzuki Kizashi.
And Ronak has a Kizashi. He owns it.
I didn't buy it first hand. It got launched between 2011 and 14. It was a great car then, but nobody understood how great it is because it was just overpriced. And no one wanted to pay that much money for
What was
a
the price?
Maruti. It was anywhere between 16 and 18 lakhs, around about 20 lakhs.
Maruti chala raha hai.
Huh, and that too 10 years ago. Imagine.
Yeah, and the point is, even today, if Maruti, let's say, came out with a car that cost 18 to 20 lakh, would you buy it?
There was car number 2, the Kizashi. I was going to say.
Sikashi.
Say Kizashi 3 times.
Kizashi, Wagoner. Car number 3 is a car that I really love. I don't know why this didn't do well again. It's the Skoda Fabia. You can say that this was one of the first premium hatchbacks in India.
Premium features, premium feel, an expensive looking car.
And it did well, but it did well in South Bombay. But that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make up the entire country.
Was price a
That's a
factor?
different country altogether.
Price was a huge factor.
That's a different country altogether. Yeah.
Just like Kerala.
Price was a huge factor. What was also a big factor was the fact that no one wanted to pay so much for a Skoda. It was relatively unknown.
And I think
And
10 years ago,
fun
when
story. My friend had a Skoda Fabia and then he rolled that thing. Rolled it. So next thing I know, it's there in the shop and a week later, it's back as good as new.
Oh.
Those things are built to last.
Yeah, it was super sturdy. Okay, what let it down was its kind of dated interiors.
so that brings us to the end of the Fabia story. We'll move on to the fourth one.
Yes.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, what do we have on number 4?
Okay, while everyone was going gaga over the Honda City and its 1.5 liter engine, there was also a little brother called the 1.3. Yeah, the 1.3 City was underrated, honestly, because it still made a decent amount of power for that time. It was still stupidly fast. Especially compared to the Icon 1.6, or even if you compare it to the Escort, the Baleno, that time's Baleno, not the hatchback we know right now.
Wasn't that a car that used to be modded a lot?
But everybody mostly swayed towards the 1.5 liter.
Let's say you find a 1.3 City on the market right now. Would you actually buy it? Would you actually pick up one right now?
Depends.
On?
Salary.
How much money I have left? We really need to
Unionize, man.
Yeah,
we need
man.
to unionize.
Yeah. Paisa do. Number 5 on the list. 5.
Anji. Aidu. Okay, it's the 1.5 liter gets.
Okay. Way back when Hyundai came out with the Getz, and then after a while they saw, okay, fine, it's doing well enough. So they decided to just plonk in a performance variant of it.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do,
Like
like
you
you
do,
should.
yeah.
But it had a 1.5 liter CRDI engine, which made a bucket load of torque. And the problem is, this made the Getz into a typically American muscle car. Because there was so much torque steer, you couldn't do anything else. So you just had to barrel through.
The problem why the Gets didn't work is because nobody gets it.
They should have Rofel Pump Lamphao.
That was the car number 5. We'll move on to the 6th car in the list.
Alright, so on our list is a Ford. No, it's not the Ford. What is the thing? No, it's the Ford Mondeo.
Mondeo.
Ford
Close
Mondeo.
enough.
Yeah.
Again, another Ford. Ford Fusion also was underrated. So honorable mention for that.
Honorable mention.
But yeah, Ford Mondeo, of course.
It was way too expensive for a Ford. People didn't want to spend that much money on it. Beautifully kitted out. Most amazing interior. If you remember, after that they came out with the Ghia. That was a great car as well. But just no one wanted to pay that much for a Ford, which doesn't make sense to me. It was Which is why you also see a lot of manufacturers today launch halo cars, so that the people know, they understand that, you know what, we can build something like this, but we also have budget cars.
Potential, distilled down, Aukaat.
Absolutely.
So number 7 on the list is my personal favorite, the Volvo V40 Cross Country.
A car that I just don't fit in.
Or you might do like a Mr. Bean thing.
Mr. Bean thing, yeah.
yeah.
Just open the sunroof, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you like it, Paddy?
Oh man, I love the 4-wheel drive on it. Throw it into corners and then I could feel all the 4 wheels scrambling for grip and then the car would basically take care of you.
Yeah.
Also, it's a very good looking car.
Oh yes.
Tremendous.
Yeah,
good
dude, I
nicest looking
really
aspect.
like the way Volvo designs their cars.
Yeah, but the V40, I think the primary reason it didn't work was because who wants to spend in excess of 40 lakhs for a hatchback?
Wow.
No one.
I would if I had the
I
money.
mean, I would,
Oh,
of course,
brilliant.
yeah.
So the next on the list is the Octi Combi.
This one's a puzzler. The Octavia is a great car. Everyone can admit to that, right? Add the practicality of an estate to it. Just makes sense.
You know, a car being long, low, you're struggling with ground clearance, you're struggling with parking space, especially in cramped up cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. It's going to be a big problem, and I think that is one of the major contributing factors to why it didn't work. But that was car number 8, the Skoda Octi Combi. And we'll jump to car number 9, and that is...
The Baleno.
Altura. Also another victim to the estate jinx that we seem to be having in India. Come on, people. It just makes sense.
So what did the Baleno Altura make back then?
Make in what sense?
Pa, dude.
Pa,
What a name.
oh.
Babies.
It made the standard amount that a Baleno made. This was, of course, not the hatch we have right now. This
Yeah.
was the sedan. And it made roughly around, what, 90 horsepower?
Back in the day was
Great.
a decent number, yeah?
Slap on some nice rims on them, put them on nice coilovers and they look warm.
We still haven't warmed up to the estate idea. Think about the RS6 Avant. Such a beautiful car.
Yeah, but-
I agree, it's way too expensive, but it still makes so much sense. You have the performance end, which is basically an RS6. Slap on an estate to it. It's the perfect car.
It definitely doesn't work for Ronak or Peddi. Probably not for me as well. But what about you? Let us know in the comment section below. And that brings us to the final car. It's actually not a car, it's an
a whole-
engine
yeah,
config.
yeah.
Number 10 on the list is...
Pretty much most of the V6s, like the Superb, you have the Accord, the Grand Vitara. Ooh, so we are pretty much all those V6s didn't do well. Why do you think?
I think fuel efficiency was a major concern and this just didn't fit in.
That's a great point again. Also, the one thing that you both are overlooking is that price.
Oh, yes.
And that made a big difference. People didn't want to pay extra for, well, you get great performance, but it wasn't that important for them.
Was maintenance a problem as well?
Maintenance, yes, obviously will factor in, but generally it's not because of the V6. It's more because of the kind of car that you're buying. A Superb will be difficult to maintain compared to obviously a Wagoner.
Cars, if you go to buy them in the market right now,
Oh,
they
yeah.
will
Oh, yeah.
be at an extremely low price. For example, the Accord V6 we go to buy right now will be under 4 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
Probably cardeko.com is where you'll find it.
Car Dekho, there you go.
Superb.
See what's in the
Nice integration. All right, with that, we come to the end of another episode. We hope you liked it. Then, if you did, then what should they do if they liked it?
I think like if you liked it,
Yeah,
and also
no.
comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Put the word out that there is a lot of cool content happening over here at Power Drive.
And one thing we need to reiterate is the fact that this is our list. You
Yeah.
can have, obviously, there are plenty more underrated cars in the country.
We just made this list
Yeah,
up, just sitting
Pretty
over
much,
here.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
now, yeah.
So, obviously, fill up that comment section. Tell us exactly what you think is an underrated car.
And also, what other listicle video would you like to see here on Power
Can you
Drive?
stay away from the word listicle? It just sounds...
Sounds very low hanging and
So it's a very low-hanging fruit.
No, but the point is... No, but the point is, this is easy content. This is great content. I mean, I don't know if it's great content, but it's fun
Hey,
to
it's
make.
great content,
It's fun
yeah.
to make.
And I hope you enjoyed it. And
Yeah,
that brings
yeah.
us to an end. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Varun Painter. He's Ronak Ajinkya. That's Rohit Peddi Redilla.
And he will see you later.
Yeah, and only I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.